And here we are, back at the beginning once again. The story is about to play out once more, but this time, things will be a little bit different. How? You'll just have to sit down and find out. Hey folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome to Let's Ultra Deluxe play the Stanley Parable. And when last we left off, we completed the game. We went through the narrative, and turned off the mind control machine, saved ourselves, and left truly happy. Now let's make ourselves miserable. Let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps I have. Let's go. You guys should get through this game very quickly if you know exactly where you're going. Yep, still nobody here. Can't go through there. Can't go through anywhere. So let's go this way. Through here, and to this choice.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, how the game works is it gives you choices like this quite often, and which choices you take determine what goes on. We're gonna go left, because this is where we're meant to go. And it brings us to, if we go all the way through here, the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, let's do that. There's this broom closet here. I should go check it out.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Did I? I don't know. There's a bucket. But a broom?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I mean, it's small and out the way. It's a giant wrench.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Now you see the joy of this game. The narrator. The narrator makes this game perfect.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Why not?
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I just felt like it. I'm grinning. I love this game.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Well, it's got significance now, because I'm in it.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
They probably wouldn't. You don't know my friends.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I'm trying not to laugh. This narrator's so good. Oh.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming. so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Good luck, I'm wearing headphones. But I suppose I should probably humor the narrator and leave.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Thanks.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Yeah, about that.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. I'll just stay here a bit just in case there's more. I love the broom closet. The broom closet is great. I don't remember, but I think he actually prevents you from going in the broom closet later. You might actually remove the broom closet. This is the joy of the game. I couldn't show you the joy of the game in the previous video because we were following the plot, but this is why this game's awesome. Okay, fine. We'll go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That he did. Let's go. Let's go upstairs. Check out the office. Ignore the bathroom. For now.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Note that dialogue was slightly different, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to enter it. I'm just going to look at things.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Indeed, I couldn't. Can't even use the piano.
2845.
Oh, did you say something? Sorry, I was looking at the piano. It's a tall ceiling, isn't it? God, it's really tall.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, fine. We'll keep moving. We'll keep moving. Go this way. I think the narrator's running out of patience with me. Understandable. Gotta get to that loading screen after all. Alright, here we go. Back to this area.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
You know what? Yeah, we did do that. This time. Let's get to the end. There was another button we could press, and I bet you're curious as to what happens when you press it.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, I think I do. But will we have the strength to make the wrong decision? Definitely.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It's foreboding, isn't it? Terribly foreboding. Who works in this part of the facility?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Well, about that.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Yeah.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
That's what you think!
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yep.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yep.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Uh-oh!
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Uh-oh!
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
Ah!
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
I'll try!
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments.
Oh no, the
until
door!
The bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means.
Yeah, this isn't good.
I barely know where to start.
Ooh.
What's that?
1.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
Am
I'll tell
I?
you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
What?
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
1.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside,
Ugh!
or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it.
Oh?
I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Yay!
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
You can!
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Maybe.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it on?
Yes!
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I'm trying.
These numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Sold?
Yes?
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No!
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Oh!
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
It's all incorrect!
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
I did!
But I'm going to destroy it first, so
Oh.
you can't.
But...
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
Ah!
No ending here, just you being blown to pieces.
Please?
Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
No!
Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Well, that was a thing. But the good news is... it loads back up to here. Because no ending is truly an ending. We're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Probably had. Let's go. So, this time, we're going to do everything that we did before. There's a new content door here. We'll ignore that for now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That I did. You're right. Let's go this way.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There's the broom closet.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Oh, he's not going to play along. I want you to play along, narrator. Fine. Fine. I'm going back in. Fine. Let's go. Party pooper.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That I did. And you know what? We're going to press some buttons.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere.
I'm not freezing.
Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs.
No, I didn't.
The guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour.
Really?
But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever.
So 2845. There we go. Oh no!
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Okay, fine. We'll put 2845 in. There we go.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
That I did!
By sheer luck. Amazing.
Let's go.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Let's go this way. Down. Super happy loading screen. Super happy loading screen. You thought I'd miss the opportunity to do that, but I didn't. All right, let's go. This time, we're going to do the thing you've all been wanting me to do.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ha! Joke's on you! I can't read.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What, really? I don't believe you. You're just trying to get me to go back
The
to
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You're just trying to scare me from discovering new things, narrator. No. I'm gonna go forward.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
It's not gonna be death at the end. Gah. It's just gonna be other plot. See, look! No death. It's fine. There's not death in there. Show you. Ah. Maybe there might have been death in there. Oh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Ah.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye! Who would have thought that the death corridor had death at the end of it? Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Hello?
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Don't think it actually killed me. Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Good question. Good question, narrator 2.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ah, there's the office layout. It's all there. There's the computer. Let's look at the description here. The blueprint shows the office at the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the 2 doors was the first part the game was built. Sections have been added and altered through development. The core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Yeah, that it does. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in good time. And these 2 doors... The set of the 2 open doors is the very first concrete piece of a Stanley Parable design. Once this room is created, the rest of the game emerges as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. That it did. The office! Can't open any of these. Someone spilled their cup! How dare! Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Beep. Boop. Beep. Beep beep. I like this one the best. Beep. Ooh, it's got different tones. That's cool. I like that. But we're not done yet. There's also filing cabinets. Truly the most important thing that we could ever have found. And office computers. Someone's playing solitaire. Someone's also looking at the database. More importantly, you're installing Chart Pro 2.01. A fine choice. A fine choice. And we have the credits. There you go. You want to find out who made the original game? You've got the credits right here. Might also be the credits for the new version. Look at that. You've also got here, you've got the clock, boss's office, screens of development from the office. Oh yeah, you can see how it all came about. Got this area here. It's got the lounge. We haven't even been to the lounge yet. An early version of the underground portion.
Stanley pushed the big red button.
Narrator outtakes. The voice of the narrator recorded dialogue for the entire game, roughly 3 separate times.
Stanley pushed the number 6. Stanley walked over the bridge.
These are clips of early takes not used in the final game. Huh.
Then he pushed the number 4.
Nice little thing here. This is the game, by the way. All these little...
Now then, this elevator for sure would get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story. And finally, he pushed the number 9.
This is the game. All the weird routes. The things you can do. That aren't the story.
Stanley pushed the orange lever. Stanley stood on the snow.
What?
Still nothing? I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations. You did it.
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Yay! Thank you! Wait, that's an outtake. Darn it!
What do we do now? I don't... Stanley, where are you right now? Stood on the snow. Where am I? I'm trying to figure out, but I can't... Stanley! Who am I? Can you speak to me? Please talk. Have we done this before? Have we been in this room before? How many times have we done this? How many times have I said these exact words? Say something. Anything. Help me, Stanley. I don't know who I... What I... Stanley, help. No. Stanley pushed the big red button.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. Alright, let's keep looking around. Ignore the existential dread there. It's fine, you know. Everyone feels a bit of that every now and again. This is the very first incarnation of the freedom ending. Oh man, there's buttons here. The countdown desk. The freedom ending, another version of it. You've got the countdown room. I can't press these buttons, can I? No, I can't. A shame. Oh, I could turn off the Stanley Parable there. You know, like you want to do. I don't think I want to do that. The game is now paused. Ah, the escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape room. Unfortunately, very few players realised what this was supposed to do, which is frustrating for everyone. There's also a chair here, the best chair. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which is eventually cut and merged with another game. With another part of the game. It does look a lot like another game, but I am sure it's nothing. The Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending. We thought it was complete, but decided to abandon it and change it shortly before the launch. The Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. A player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what colour they had pulled. Ooh, exciting. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he's repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. That's quite cool. I like this. There's this little area here where you could look at everything and... Oh! Maintenance layout. A view of the flow of the hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right, since the player will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest that won out. Yep, obey, disobey, lounge, maintenance, the meeting room. You've also got this room here. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer will give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Yeah, we're going to be exploring those endings. There's the cargo lift. Was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Second version is functionally the same as what's in the first game, but we wanted to look more like a place where cargo is actually stored. Why would you want that? Why would you want that, eh? There's the office. Ooh, fancy picture. Money? Free money! I want that money. Fun? I want fun. Early in the development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realised shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on my nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Ooh, that's cool. I don't want that ending, but I like the Tron-esque aesthetic. I do just generally like that aesthetic. Maintenance room, an early version of it. Important fax machine there. Okay, that brings us back to there. Is there anything up here that I want to check out before we reboot the entire game? Yes, there is actually. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first created in November 2011, the second in 2012, and the third in 2013. So you have that. You have that. And then you have that. You see little bits of complication added in over time. Still have the stark white of everything. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, a level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of a level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout of this mock-up is still in the game. Ah, interesting. It was a lot more dilapidated at one point. Okay, so the only thing we can do now is restart the Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I mean, I could just press this. Turn off the Parable. This won't do anything bad, right? Right?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
We'll see about that.
You do choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Well, unfortunately, time did choose for me. It did. But guess what? We're back at the beginning, everyone, and nothing happened at all. This game could be profound. This game could be profound as well as silly. And you just saw it there. And when we come back, folks, we'll keep looking at the endings. Some of them old, some of them new, if we find them. And there's that new content door. We definitely got to check that new content door. I'm sure that new content will make this new version of the game completely worth it. Absolutely worth it. It better do, or else this is an ultra deluxe replay. And we wouldn't want that, would we, narrator? You're being quiet now. But I know you wouldn't want it. Also, that drawer has a face. They all have faces. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. TikTok, folks. That's your life. TikToking away. 1 second at a time. Better spend it well. Watching my content. Ha ha! Please watch my content.